Welcome to Fulfilled Life. This is where we get honest, slow down, and start building a life that actually feels like ours. Not perfect, just real, aligned, and meaningful. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I just need a break from all of this? Not because something huge went wrong, but because everything just feels off. Your life looks okay from the outside. You got routines, responsibilities, and even moments of success. But something's missing. Not loud, just quietly, persistent. A subtle ache, a deep knowing that this isn't it. This isn't how life is supposed to feel. And maybe you don't want to disappear forever. You just want to pause long enough to breathe, to think, to feel something again. If you've been feeling that way, you're not alone. And you're not broken. That quiet discomfort isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of misalignment. Here's the truth. Most of us didn't design our lives. We inherited them. We followed blueprints handed down from family, culture, school, society. We checked boxes, built resumes, followed the path, and still ended up feeling like we're living someone else's life. And that's where the yearning comes from. Not for luxury or perfection, but for realness. A life that feels like yours. A life you don't need to escape from. A life you don't need to escape from, because when you're living in alignment, you stop counting down to the weekend. You stop fantasizing about running away. You stop looking for relief, because life itself becomes the space where you can breathe again. That's what we're doing here on Fulfilled Life. We're not chasing more, we're coming back to what matters, and that begins with a single powerful question. What would my life look like if it were designed around what actually matters to me? Not what's popular, not what looks good on Instagram, and not what keeps everyone else comfortable, but what lights you up, what gives you peace, and what feels like truth in your bones. Designing a life you don't want to escape from doesn't mean every day is perfect. It doesn't mean your job becomes magical or your to-do list disappears. It means your life starts feeling like it belongs to you again. And that feeling changes everything. So how do we begin? You don't need a 5-year plan. You need a compass. Start with your values. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to be built around? Not just your time, but your energy, your attention, your love. Is it freedom, creativity, connection, or peace? Whatever your top 3 values are, they are the foundation. Everything else is the furniture. Once you know what matters, you can start making small, powerful changes. Look at your calendar, look at your habits, look at your relationships. Are they aligned with your values, or are you living out of habit, obligation, or fear? This part is gentle, not judgmental. You don't fix your life by flipping it upside down. You shift by degrees, by choices, by honesty and quiet clarity. Maybe it's choosing to walk in the morning instead of checking your phone. Maybe it's saying no to one thing so you can say yes to rest. Maybe it's stopping mid-task to breathe and remember. You are not a machine. You're a human being, and you deserve a life that supports your soul. You don't have to escape to feel free. You just have to live in a way that aligns. Here's what no one tells you. You don't have to earn peace. You don't have to prove your worth through busyness. You don't have to stay in a life that makes you feel smaller than you are. You're allowed to redesign. You're allowed to rebuild. And you're allowed to begin again, even if nothing is technically wrong. Because sometimes the quietest truth is the most important one. This life doesn't feel like mine anymore. And that truth is not the end, it's the beginning. So if you've been waiting for permission to build a life that feels like home, this is it, right here, right now. This is your moment to return to yourself. In the next episode, we're going even deeper into how to actually discover what really matters to you. Not the values you were told to have, but the ones that have been waiting quietly inside you all along. Until then, keep walking, keep reflecting, and keep remembering. You don't need to escape your life. You just need to live it, aligned, honest, and fulfilled. This is Fulfilled Life, and you're right on time.